One. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Nerd Talk podcast. Nerdy talk for nerdy fans. I'm your host, Remington Kais, and we got a very special guest in the building. Introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Novell J. Lee, and I'm called Nav for short. That's my nickname. So you guys can call me that. You can call me by my full name. You probably will pronounce it wrong, and I'll still answer you. But I'm the host of The Buzzworthy Radio, and I've had this podcast now for 18 years as of last week. And I can't even believe to say I'm a two-time award-winning podcast now. Won a Signal Award, and the Astra Podcast Award. And we dealt with everything TV. Majority of it is TV, and I have started doing more on the film scope, and it's more independent films that I have on the show, but it's primarily television based. So we talk everything TV, and we have guests on the show that stop by promoting some of their television shows that are currently airing or going to start airing or currently in production. So that's how you can find me on Spotify. You can find me on YouTube. I'm also on iHeartRadio as well, and we'll also get you the link to my website during the show too. So
Hey, that's awesome, man. Hey, that sounds almost like what we do here. We do a lot of like movie reviews, television reviews, that sort of thing. So, like, we just like talking everything that's kind of nerdy here. Anything
pretty
that
much,
you consider
I
nerdy.
mean, I embrace the nerdiness with myself. I've been a nerd all my life, so now I'm putting it to good use. So here we are.
So the reason why we have Nav here is because this weekend we both hit Rhode Island Comic Con, and wow, what a ride! We're gonna break down some surprises, some highlights, and maybe some cool moments we got to see there too.
Yeah.
So what are your kind of first impressions walking in to Rhode Island Comic Con? Whether it's got to do with the crowds, the energy, the layout. Because I'll tell you this, I don't know how you feel, but you go as press, right?
I did, yes.
I feel like it's so annoying to get that little press room that we get. That when you first
Oh
have to
yeah,
walk.
I didn't go in there though, but I walked by it.
I'm like, it's just it's a little annoying, but I enjoy going to Rhode Island Comic Con. It's always like good energy there. Uh, the layout it's been better some years. I mean, like, man, you should have went there the year with Stan Lee. It was chaotic. They had
Oh, I
Stan
believe
Lee
it.
there one year. It was just absolutely chaotic. But for the most part, I like it. I brought two kids there this weekend, and one of them was a
Okay.
little overwhelmed by the crowd because he had never been to a convention
Yeah.
before, and he was 6. So, but other than that, he enjoyed it. He liked meeting, like, he met like the voice of Miles Morales, Spider-Man, in the
Oh
video.
yes, yes, yes.
So, and his manager, I don't know if you know this, but his manager is the one that produced the music video with Big Sean and Will Smith.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know why he didn't have his own booth, because like that in itself is a big deal.
Absolutely.
And he was just kind of low key, like in the background at this guy's booth, and I was like, yo, Aaron, where's your comic book at? Because he's producing a comic book with the Power Ranger, with the guy who played the Blue Ranger on Power Rangers Turbo. And I was like,
Oh
yo, where's your
gosh.
comic book at?
Yeah, yeah,
You're not promoting none of that. Like, where is it?
yeah,
So,
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's a good story. I did not know that, so thank you for telling me that. Now I know something that I could probably use in the future. But
see, that's what I was shocked, because I was telling another
yeah.
dude there that was like a DJ, and I was like, Aaron Coney is there, right? He was like, what? Really? I was like, yeah. I was like, he's just chilling at this dude's booth
Just
because he's
chilling, man.
managing the dude. He's just
Yeah.
chilling.
It's funny, just as you said with the vibe, it was. I said this to a couple of people while I was there. It was so mellow, and mellow in a sense that going to the mothership, and if you don't know what the mothership is, that's San Diego's Comic Con. I've been going to that one for 3 years, and that's already a mess and a half. I'm trying to be nice with my wording, but
Oh,
um,
I've been there once and it was crazy. It was just
it's
absolutely
absolutely.
insane.
And please don't get me wrong. It is a phenomenal time when you do go, but just the crowd that it brings to that convention center, as well as the off sites and everything else that goes with it.
Hmm.
This year alone, I think I complained about how much I had to push people just to get through because all I wanted to do was just get back to my room. I didn't even
Right.
really like. All I wanted to do is just get back to my hotel room, and I'm just literally just trying to get through all of these people, and I'm just going like, dude, this I cannot like be claustrophobic and all this other stuff with all these people, but yeah, I still go because I have a good time. So
Right.
what does that make me? You know, and I will say about the setup for Rhode Island Comic Con it was that it sort of reminded me of San Diego's a little bit because they had more space than what you normally see with other local sized conventions. I mentioned I mentioned to you before we started the show, I've gone to Fan Expo in Philadelphia, so we only have the convention center that it takes place in. There's no other place for it. And so you have the Rhode Island Convention Center, and then you have the pavilion also where
Hmm.
it's taking place in, and then you have um, yeah, that separate space where I think it's in the hotel. Is that the hotel where the panels took place? At the Omni, or was that?
I didn't even get to that to the panels, to be honest. I was so stuck in the middle section
Mm.
looking for actors that
Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't even get past it. I missed that. They I guess they had this whole thing with like the Muppets there. They had like the
I was
real Muppet.
so mad I didn't get to that. And that
Right.
was one of the things I wanted to get to because I love Statler and Waldorf. They had this display, and one of my friends who was doing a panel who moderated it, he met the guy who designed it, and
Hmm.
he got to go take the pictures with him. And I was so mad I didn't get to see that because Statler and Waldorf are my favorite Muppets, and I really wanted it. Well, let me correct that. Statler and Waldorf are my favorite duo, but my favorite Muppet is Sweetums, which wasn't there. But but still, it was just the idea that this whole display was there, and I didn't get a chance to see it. And that's one of the things you really don't get to see a lot at other conventions. Even the mothership one, you don't really get that much. You do get the exorbitant amount of stuff with costumes and the cosplays and everything, but you don't really get displays like that at other cons.
Right.
So I thought that was very unique in itself. So big shout out to that for at Rhode Island. Um, but as I was saying, the panels were in the Omni Hotel as well, and then the one thing I've noticed about how press was treated at this event, you were treated as a VIP person. Like if you bought a
Right.
VIP pass, press was actually treated as VIPs at this event.
Mhm.
You don't really get that same treatment at other cons. I've noticed because I know with Fan Expo, if you have a press pass, you don't get treated as a VIP person. You get treated as general admission.
Mhm.
So when you were told, because I was not expecting it, when I went to two panels on Saturday. I did the Flash panel and I did the Daredevil panel. I went to those to attend those to watch. And as soon as I walked in, the first thing they were going like, "Oh, you're press. You're in the VIP line." I was like, "Wait, what?" Because I also did professional photo ops that day too, and that was the first thing. I got there, and immediately when I saw that Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, Wilson Bethel were going to be there, I immediately said, "Sign me up." So I
Mhm.
get there and I get in line, and there was this guy next to me. He sees my badge and he goes, "You're pressed. Why are you not in the VIP line?" I was like, "Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? Why should what?" So it threw me for a loop to find out that that's literally how press are treated at this event. The other thing that really threw me for a loop too, which I thought was also cool, was that they even said you can do interviews with the celebrity guests that are there as long as there's no one at the booth, and if there is someone that comes up, you have to cut it short because this is for the fans. But
Right.
they gave me the opportunity to do that. I've never gotten that at Fan Expo either. So that was
But
also a
I'll
big.
say this: they've been better with other years because I remember going there one year and they had Lou Ferrigno and they did a press junket for some of these actors. And I think I missed it when they did the press junket because you
Sure.
really got your individual time with some of these actors, you know?
Yeah, I did not know that Rhode Island had done that at one point, and if they ever brought that back, that would be a huge thing for me. I would love for them to do that because I know New York Comic Con does that,
Yeah.
and you know, not gonna say anything about that, but I already told you. Try to be nice, guys. But yeah, so San Diego Comic Con does press junkets as well, which I've been involved in. And then there's another con I'm doing, Christmas Con in New Jersey, also does press junkets too. So it does happen, but you know, this one
I
did not.
think this one is, I think they don't do it at this particular one anymore because it's so crowded.
Well,
It's
that makes
gotten
sense.
really crowded over the years, you know.
That makes sense too. And but still, just even an opportunity to even have them express that I could talk to them at the booth was also cool because there were plenty of opportunities I could have done that. I mean, obviously Michael Malley, that was fun anyway. Just the fact that I got to live out my guts childhood with what he was doing, and he did that with everybody. Number one, where he did that video, and I just thought that was so cool that he got to do that. So it was
And I was so
living my
jealous, man, because I saw that video after I'd left the convention, and I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that?"
he did it. So he had someone in line before me, and I watched him do it with that person,
Mhm,
and I didn't say anything. It's just that I went and I did the selfie with him, and then he
mhm.
literally was like, "Let's do the video of blah blah blah." And I was like, "Holy crap! I'm so stoked for this." So when he said that to me, I was like, "Oh, get ready, get ready, get in the headset." I was geeking out. I was so freaking bombed by that. That was amazing. It was such a good experience for him to do that, and there was a lot of people at this convention I had seen in previous years who I've also even had on my show that were there. Tim Matheson was there, and I went up and talked to him. I could have easily, you know, that was another one I could have done the conversation with. Patrick Muldoon, he's been on my show, another one that I conversed with. But I was fanboying a little bit with the Degrassi crew.
Never
That was
seen Degrassi.
that was my jam. I went up as soon as I saw that booth was there. That was my jam. I was so stoked to talk to Shane Kippel. I was living my best life. And when I was
My,
talking to the rest of the people at the table, I was done. I had so much fun with them. That was great.
my brother was a huge Degrassi fan. He liked them being there.
Dude, it was fantastic. And the next table over was the Ned's Declassified Guide crew. Um, so was it?
You lost me there with the Ned's crew.
um, I've met Devin, so I went and I've met Devin. Literally, we were babies, like legit kids, and so I reunited with him. But then I was at the table. So if you guys go to my Instagram at Buzzworthy Radio, there's a video I posted at their booth that it had the prices of their what they were doing, how much a selfie would cost, how much was this going to cost, a Nickelodeon blimp, and all this other stuff. They had Nickelodeon blimps, they had the DVDs, they had pretty much a lot of merch that was sitting there at their desk, and it was fly as hell. But then I saw the bottom part of it in the fine print, so I was not ready for it, and I just basically saw this, and I did a double take, and I said, "Did you? Are you really selling feet pics for $500?" And to my surprise, that was a thing. That wasn't even a joke. I was the person who was running, like their manager, whoever it was that was running the booth with them, literally told me after I said that out loud when I took the video. They literally pulled me aside and said, "No, that's real. They're really doing that." And they told me what they were doing when they were doing the pictures. They were like, "You can either do 1 foot of 1 foot of the one person and 1 foot of another person. You can mix and match and all this other stuff." And I'm sitting there going like, "Oh my gosh, you're actually telling me what this is really happening." And I don't know whether to laugh or cry because I just couldn't believe that they were telling me this. But if you wanted feed pics of these guys from that booth, it was $500. I respect the hustle is all I'm going to say about that. I respect the hustle.
I was shocked. I was more shocked that you couldn't get a picture individually with the actors and that they wanted to do as a trio.
I did. No, I did. Well, also, I didn't pay for that picture when I took it with him because of the fact that we knew each other. Devin really flat out just said, "You want to snap a selfie before we go on break? You're not paying for this." I was like, "All right." So I did. That was it.
That's lucky because I went up to the manager lady and they're like, "No, they're not taking individual pictures. They're doing it as a trio."
Just FYI. But I'm sure if people see that picture, they'll know that they lied because I took one. So I'm already calling that out. And also, another thing too, and you're the first one I am saying this to because I haven't posted it on my website yet, but I'm going to because with Mike O'Malley, he did reveal to me because if you can see, I'm wearing a hat that I got from Comic Con. This was the first thing I got this July at the Abbott Elementary offsite that they did. So they did like a carnival amusement park type deal. So we were able to make our own hats, and this is the one I chose, which says "That's trash" on it. And Michael Malley saw it, and that was the first thing he saw when I walked up to his booth. And he was like, "Where did you get that hat from?" And I said, "I got it from Comic Con when I went to the Added Elementary offsite. I made it, and that was the thing I wanted to put on it."
Mm-hmm.
So he thought it was so cool, which is that's when he revealed to me that he's going to be back for another episode this season on the show, and he's going to be filming starting next month. So expect Michael Malley to return on
Exclusive
ABC
here.
Abbott Elementary in this upcoming season. So he returns to film. He said in December, so we should be seeing him in the new year.
You're not the only one that got an exclusive. I talked with the cast of My Name Is Earl while I was there.
Oh my god, I was so mad I didn't get to see Jason Lee. I was so mad. But
don't worry, his line was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely.
Jason Crest was long too.
Well, yeah, because this is what I'll say because there's a lot of young people there. Because we'll get into that. But I asked Jason Lee and I asked the guy who played Crabman. Said,
Mhm.
well, I said we want My Name Is Earl, whether it's as a Hulu movie or like something. And
Right.
they both said, don't worry, we're working on it. We're in the process of negotiating this. So that was positive news.
That's huge because it's funny how revivals and everything is kind of coming back into the fold because even Michael Malley was also after he told me about Abbott, he mentioned about Heels and he was because if you follow him on his socials, he always promotes Heels because he was involved in that show.
Mm-hmm.
And he also told me again to watch Heels on Netflix. And I made the comment that you don't stop the hustle with promoting that show. Like you're literally on it every single day about promoting Heels. And that's what he also said. There's interest in Netflix to pick it up for another season. It's just a matter of hopefully the schedules align for the actors who were involved in Heels in order for them to come on. But there's been talks from Netflix with them to bring the show back for a new season. So.
Mike O'Malley was in My Name Is Earl as well.
Yeah, he was. He was a lot of stuff, man.
Oh yeah. So, I thought that was very fascinating talking about. Another thing. This shows you like the demographic that was at this convention. Molly Ringwald had no line all weekend.
Huh. Yeah. I couldn't even find her table, and I didn't know she was there. It was funny because you just brought that up. I didn't realize she was there until after I did the photo op with John Cryer.
Mm-hmm.
So because they were announcing it and they said that they were doing the Pretty in Pink trio, I was like, trio? Who else is here? Because I knew Andrew McCarthy was there, as well as obviously John Cryer, but I didn't realize Molly Ringwald was there. And then when they said Molly Ringwald had solo ops, that's when I was like, oh, didn't know that. So that
I had a guy in line tell me, he goes, Man, I thought they said Molly Ringwald's here. Who's that lady at her booth? I said, that's Molly herself. He goes, no way. That ain't her. That's her right there. Yeah.
I thought it was interesting to hear about Marissa Tomei. I've met her at Fan Expo Philly, so I got to.
Was she there?
She was there this year, and I did not get there because I think her panel was on Friday. I didn't get there until Saturday because I had to work, so I wasn't able to get there Friday. So she had a panel on Friday, and I think hers was one of the shortest panels I heard because it was like 30 minutes long. Because there wasn't anything that was being given onto the audience to get back to her, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think she was getting the question, and then it wasn't her giving anything to the audience either. And
That's
not for
sad
something
because I looked for her and I couldn't find her.
and this is someone who loves Marissa Tomei, but it's just things happen, I guess. So they cut it short, and that's the bottom line. Sometimes it happens. It's happened on my show, so it's not as if
Right.
this isn't something that is abnormal. This is something that takes place. If things are going on, if things, we have other things in our mind, we just don't focus, and so we just cut it short. So I just thought it was interesting that happened with there. But I also wondering what was given from the person who moderated to her as well. It's just but other than that, the panels that I attended were very well run, with the Flash as well as with Daredevil. I mean, just seeing them on stage, Daredevil especially, because Wilson Bethel was absolutely hilarious, and it was just the vibe in the entire room was just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I love the fact that, as I said, this was a mellow crew. There was more space to walk. It wasn't as congested. Seeing some of the cosplays at this one, I had the picture of myself with the people who cosplayed from Batman Returns from 1992, the
Mm-hmm.
Catwoman and the Penguin, that version. So those of you who remember, Michelle Pfeiffer was Catwoman and Danny DeVito was the Penguin. They dressed like them, and it literally looked, especially the Penguin's cosplay, absolutely fantastic. They did a very good job replicating those costumes, so that was good to see that. And then I think they were the best ones out of everybody that I saw.
I
I think
saw
it was.
the Predator. I like the Predator one I saw, and then there was a guy who did a really
I did
good.
see the Predator one. I did. Didn't get a
The
picture
guy.
of him because he walked away very, very quickly, but I did see the Predator one. Yeah.
There was a guy dressed up as like a Wolverine that was supposed to be like a werewolf. That was pretty good.
Is that what that was? Because I know I saw that too. I could not. I just said okay and walked away. I
There
did.
was
I was
there
like,
was some people dressed as Scooby Doo villains there too. That was interesting.
saw
It
some of the
scared.
Scoobies. I did see some of the Scoobies. What else? I wanted to get some of that frozen lemonade. Speaking of, I mean, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. Just seeing these food options as well as the food trucks outside.
You saw the
That's,
food trucks. The food trucks were amazing, dude.
dude, I was like looking and I'm going, we don't get these at my local cons in Philly. You're like, what are you doing? I'm like, food trucks in Philly is a staple, and we get them here in Rhode Island Comic Con. I was like, dude, this is bomb as hell. And
Bro, double thumbs up. They had these egg rolls that were
I got
like thick. I mean, like
I
really
got
thick.
the farm one.
You got the chicken parm one? That chicken parm one was fantastic.
It was so good. Dude, guys, I didn't care how much I had to spend for that. I wanted that chicken parm egg roll so badly, and it was worth the money. It
Oh
really
yeah.
was. It was worth the money. It was so delicious.
I was
I just wanna go back for that alone. So please, if you're gonna be there in 26, let me know. So that way I already have everything booked so I could just get a chicken parm egg roll. It was so freaking good. I wanted another one so bad.
one of the things I had missed out this year that I usually go every year is they usually have a video game section and a Sony section where Sony like plays
They had the
off
video
their
game
new.
section. I stopped by that. Yeah.
I missed that this year. I didn't even get
It
to
wasn't
that
big.
section.
It wasn't big, but it was there. But it was. I did walk by there and I watched them play for a little bit, and I thought that was pretty cool. The Blockbuster experience too.
Yeah, I missed the. That's another one. I missed the Blockbuster one. I usually go
Blockbuster
for
one. I was tempted to spin the wheels for the free entry for the next Rhode Island. I can't remember if it was like for the next several years or for the next year, but
Mhm.
I didn't do
They
that.
do like 5 a year.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was then. Maybe it might have been 5, but there was just so many. There was so many different things, and I will call out that I again, a hustle is a thing at these cons because every time I go to one of these that are big like this, you're gonna find somebody on the sidewalk promoting something.
Hmm.
And I got hit with somebody asking me to donate to save the whales. I didn't. But I'm just saying I got hit up for that, but I didn't do it. So
I gave $1 to R2D2.
well that's different. I would have. But I will tell you a funny story about SDCC though, when one of those instances happened, and it just made me think of it even when I was at RICC yesterday as well. At San Diego Comic Con, there was this dude that was hawking his CD, his music CD, his rap music CD,
Hmm.
and I was walking past to get to I forgot where I was going. I was going to either an offset or I was going back to the hotel for something. Either way, while I was walking, he was hawking his CDs to people, and he comes up, walks up towards me to try to hawk it to me, and I just walked past, and the guy literally says, "You're a black guy, but you don't support rap music." I said, "No, I support rap music. I don't support what you're doing." So uh, I'm like, bro, no. I'm like, dude. I mean, I get it. You got to do the hustle and everything, but I'm also kind of sitting here like, dude, get out of my face. So it's
Right.
because I got swindled on that in in Los Angeles actually when I went that same year a few months ago, and he literally hawked his CD to me and he was like, it's $30. I'm going like, oh, see, this is why I'm not doing this because you're about no, you're cheating me out of money there at this point. This should only cost me less than 10. So
Right.
absolutely the F not. So that was another reason why I walked past that guy because I was going like, you're going to upcharge me for this CD that I'm probably not going to listen to because I don't have a CD in the car anymore.
Right.
So there was no
At
point.
least
And
hand
just,
out the cards with the Spotify.
I mean, dude, seriously, like I'll give you the streams if you want, but I'm not buying this.
Right.
And just the fact that he called it out, saying that the black guy just dissed him for rap music, I was like, dude, let's not do that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I listen to rap music, but also, nah, we're not doing that, fam. I'm sorry, not sorry.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite guests I got to see this year was I caught up with the guy who plays Kenny from on Cobra Kai. For those of you who don't know, I was on season 4 of Cobra Kai as a martial artist. So
Okay.
it was cool to run back into him years later. And I was telling him, I was like, yo, bro, you remember me? He's like, yeah, man, I remember you. I was like, I haven't seen you since you were like 14, bro. Like, I said, I remember your mom was with me and her be chilling, and me and you be playing frisbee behind behind the scenes, at the Miyagi dojo. I mean, that good times, So it was cool to run back into him, and I got to talk to some of the other cast members, and the guy who played Quan was like, "Man, you were on the show before I was." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I
Yeah.
know half these people before you guys did." And he's like, "Oh, that's so cool." So I still got my pictures and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I still have the sunglasses. I should have gotten them. I should have had them sign it. But I got these sunglasses for being a cast member of season 4 that only the cast members got, and they're like wooden, and they hand carved. It says Cobra Kai, and on the other side it says season 4.
Oh, nice. That's a
And
good one.
they come in a Cobra Kai wooden box, and it's got the Cobra Kai logo like wood burned into the top. It's so cool.
That's awesome. I'd love to be
But
meeting those guys too. They're great.
that's one thing I would never sell because if I sold it, then I can't have proof that I was there.
That's a good question. It's like whatever you get at these events is like, is there anything that you got that you wouldn't sell? And I keep thinking to myself, I don't think I can sell any of these things because there's just something about it means so much to me that I just can't do it. I just can't sell this memorabilia like that. So that's me to a T. I don't like to think of myself as a hoarder, but I'm also sitting here going like, well, I can't really get rid of it. I just don't. I just can't see myself parting with this stuff because this meant something to me when I got it, and when I look at it, it means something to me again. So I just don't think I can do it.
Did you get any cool merch while you were at the convention?
I did not get any merch this year. Because I just kind of basically wanted to do a visual aspect of it and just like walk around and just like see things like what's here and whatnot, just to sink it all in. So I wasn't actually in it for the merch this year because normally I do buy merch at cons, but for this one, since it was my first, I kind of just was like, let me not worry about merch right now. I'm just gonna see, and then go from there. But they had some really good stuff. They had some really good stuff, and the only thing I kept saying in my head the entire time I was there, why do I feel the need to get a tattoo while I'm at this thing? But I really don't want to get a tattoo while I'm at this thing. But I really want to get one.
They had a whole wall of people getting tattoos.
Whole
And
wall, guys.
by the time I was going up there, it was just like, I think I saw like 4 or 5 women getting tattoos on their asses at the same time.
It was about 5 when I walked by. It was 5.
Yeah.
So it was like, I was like literally going like, that's dedication, but also it's just kind of like, all right, fam. I mean, I get it. But I'm also kind of going like, I really want one, but I really don't want to do this right now. So that's always interesting to me when you see tattoo artists at these events. So it's just for me, I'm just kind of going like, man, I really do, but I really don't, but I really, really do. That and the ecto cooler. That was a throwback to me.
They had ecto cooler?
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that. I didn't see any of that.
It was at 2 spots. It was at 2 spots one on the convention floor and then one outside. And I was like, do I really want to buy this? And I said, yes. Yes, I do.
See, I might have been tempted to buy that. That would have been one thing I might have gotten.
I actually was a good boy. I did not buy any ecto cooler, even though it was right there in front of my face, not once but twice. And I just literally was like, I even took a picture of it and sent it to my best friend because he loved this stuff when they used to sell it. And I was just sitting there going like, I really just want some of this right now. But then I was like, you know what? Nope. I went right for the Powerade instead. I don't know. Maybe I made the bad choice. Maybe I should have gotten an ecto cooler instead.
Well, you got Powerade anywhere. Ecto cooler, you don't. They just
Ecto
continue
cooler you
that.
can't get anywhere. No, you can't. That's why I'm kind of going like, maybe I did this wrong. Should have gotten the ecto cooler, but that's okay. I got the chicken parm egg roll. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, the egg roll, man. That made my whole week.
That did. That filled me up real good. I'm not even gonna front. And this was my first time being in Rhode Island, period, because just even being in the smallest state, you have like a lot of stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're not going to be bored. There was plenty of things that I could have gotten into even outside of con that I could have taken part in. So it was a nice area. It was a very nice area. I loved it.
Did you go to the Dave and Buster's?
I was thinking about it because I saw it and I was going like, oh, I wanted to go there. Get some bowling in. I love bowling. And then, of course, I walked by Fogo de Chao, which was one of the sponsors of RICC. And I just immediately said, I could go for the meat sweats right now. Because I love meat Fogo de Chao. I love Fogo de Chao. So I could have gone for the meat sweats, but I didn't. I just had an Uncrustable.
Oh, man.
I don't think that helped. Because I went to Wawa when I got home, so I think the Uncrustable salvaged at least kind of like teetered it off so I could eat a Wawa hoagie. But other than that, it was a great scene. The vibe itself was cool. Like I said, the only gripe I really had was that they did not have any lanyards when I got there.
Really?
So, yeah, they said we have no lanyards to give you, so unfortunately you have to carry it. And
so you know where I got The lanyard was they made me go to the shop and get a lanyard.
I luckily had a lanyard in my book bag from a other press pass that I used
Hmm.
from another event, so I just took it off and just put it on there. And it was funny. The girl who was in front of me, she saw the pass. It was for Dexter because I covered the Dexter event last year, and she's like, "Oh my God, you were press at Dexter?" I was like, "Yeah." Just say it nonchalant. I was like, "Yeah, I was there. What about it?" But no, it was that was a fun experience. But yeah, I just was able to whip it out, and I will say that the lines for the photo ops that I did with the Daredevil crew went by
Hmm.
so quick, and I mean quick meaning that I got in line, and as soon as I got in line, I already went to the back. The only one that took the longest was John Cryer's that I
Did
did.
you get any cool autographs while you were
I tend not. That's normal for me. I tend to not get autographs. I don't. I I just don't think it's necessary for me. You're getting the picture with them. Why do I need an autograph kind of thing? Although I did get autographs at one of the cons I went to when I met Michael Rosenbaum for the first time. I had him sign the Flash cartoon image that he voiced in the Justice League for me.
there?
So I did do that. But normally that's not an MO of mine is to get an autograph. So
Well, okay. Now, before we wrap up, I want to know your best moment of the whole weekend, the absolute best, and then we'll go into the worst moments.
the best moment that I've had when I was there. I mean, dude, yeah, the Degrassi clan was fun. Shane Kipple was great just to reminisce about his character of Spinner and talk about the show and then his Instagram that he did this trend that he did that he isn't normally a fan of doing, but he did it anyway, where he recreated his opening credit shot. So I got to talk to him about that. So I thought that was pretty bomb as hell. I will say, if a close second to that was when I walked in up to Tim Matheson because I did an interview with him last year for his book that he was promoting, Damn Glad to Meet You, which he, I believe, had at his booth as well. And he remembered who I was, and the first thing he said to me when he recognized me was that was a really great interview you did with me. I really thought it was excellent with what you did, and that is what stuck with me because getting that kind of a compliment really was amazing to hear
Mhm.
because getting that from an actor or whomever you interview just for that alone was absolutely a thrill for me. So I think those two were the best moments for me. The worst moments that I experienced, um, not having a lanyard, but I think that was really my only gripe about the entire thing. I think because you just get to talk to all of these cosplayers and all these fans that were there. That was also another highlight for me. Um, I think, yeah, I think that was really it. I didn't really have any issues with any of the panels at all, and I love the fact that even before the panel started, they were giving away prizes to some of the audience members, and so I just like the way that was going down with a pre-show. You normally don't get those anywhere else. So just the fact that they were giving out things away to audience members when they were picking them out of the crowd. Like they were giving them like signed posters and comic pieces, not like the comic books itself, but like comic pieces. And it was just that was pretty pretty dead ass awesome. So just to even see that was pretty cool. But I don't really think I had a worse moment when I was there. Honestly, I think everybody was great. I didn't hate any aspect of it.
I think my best part of the weekend was going and they had a movie replica of the Mystery Machine from the first Scooby Doo movie from like 2000. I think it's
I
2000 or 2001. And it was like I think it was a replica or a prop or I don't know if it was actually mystery, but it looked like scale to a T. And
Mm.
like I got a picture. They let me take a picture inside and outside of the mystery machine. And I was just like, oh, I was a Scooby Doo fan. I was like, oh, in heaven, absolutely. I called my brother and I said, I don't care how you get downstairs with the kids. I said, everybody's coming down and taking a picture with this thing. I'll pay for it. Don't even like freak out about the money. I'll pay for it myself. You guys just get down here and take a picture with this thing. And like,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The Ghostbusters one too. I already had a
yeah,
picture, but I saw that there because and it was actually the same people who I saw at Fan Expo, so I was kind of like, oh, that's so cool that that's there. But I already had a picture of this. I was like, I need to do that again. But I thought it was awesome that it was there. Oh, I will say I did not like that when I went to check in. I didn't know that the door was unlocked,
mhm,
so the guy comes up and is like, he kind of got snippy with me because I rang the bell, not realizing that it wasn't unlocked to come in.
mm,
So I didn't like that so much, but I was just going like, I didn't know it was open. What did you want me to do? So should I have a sign saying the door is open?
right.
So like, I think that was the only kind of rudeness I did experience throughout the people. But other than that, everybody
And like I was telling you earlier, I think it's weird that they do it at that entrance with no signs, no nothing. Like it's always like confusing. Oh, where do we go get our press passes? You know.
yeah. Other
I'll
than that,
say
I think that was my gripe.
I'll
You could
say
be a
the
lot nicer.
worst part for me this weekend was finding the actors that I wanted to see. Because at first I thought all the actors were going to be downstairs when they had the mystery machine and all that. And
Mm-hmm.
then I look at the list of people there and I'm going, nope, these are none of the people I wanted to see. So then I had to go all the way upstairs and I still didn't even find some of the people I wanted to see. So then I got to go all the way to the fifth floor, and
Yeah.
I'm like, this is they should have like a map or something. Like, hey, this is section A, this is section B, this is
So
section three.
apparently they did, which I was kind of like
Well,
trying to get to.
they had the giant sign, but they didn't say where section A, B, and C was. You know what I mean?
So I couldn't. So that's funny you said that because when I checked in, the girl who checked me in, they had the QR code on the back of their shirt, which
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to scan, but the phone wasn't picking it up properly. But she was saying you could scan the QR code and it would have a map of everything at the center of where everything was in XYZ. So, like you, I didn't have the map either, so I was just basically going trying to find where everything was, which was funny
Mm-hmm.
because when I went to do the photo op, she told me it was on the fifth floor, and I was following the sign since I couldn't get a map to get to the convention center in order to do it. And the first time I did a lap because I didn't know where to exit because they didn't have a sign to saying where to exit to go through the bridge, like the cross bridge to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
It just said the sign go forward, but there was no sign to go this way.
Right.
So I did a lap, I came back around, and then I just basically went back again, and then I saw something, and then I just went and exited out the doors. I didn't even see the cross bridge still, but I just exited out of the doors and I just walked across, and I just like whatever.
That's okay. You didn't miss much. That cross bridge smelled like straight BO all weekend.
Okay, all
I
right.
told I told my
That basically what was the worst thing I could. Okay, we can say that. What is the problem with people not wanting to wear deodorant?
I know.
Because
I told my brother next year. I said I need to have a booth just handing out free deodorant to people. Just
I appreciated when I was at San Diego Comic Con, Dr. Squatch was there, but I'm also sitting here going like, it is July. We probably should not use aluminum free at this event, and probably need to get some degree as well as Dove Men Care, whatever. I've told my friend, I said I may have to bring Airwick because I
with those sprays.
literally, I like they. If you guys have not seen it, there's some ones that are little canisters that you can like tuck away in your pocket. And I literally, that was the worst thing about being in the photo ops line is that that was all I was smelling, and I just, oh my god, it bothered the heck out of me. So,
Another thing, I saw some child abuse there
oh,
while
I
I
didn't
was in
see
line for
that.
Jason Lee. The guy had I don't know if the kid was autistic or just had issues, but the kid was rolling around 15 years old on the floor, right? And he was like freaking out, spazzing, right? And
Mm.
and the way the dad handled it, because he was in line, he said, "Stop embarrassing me," and then kicked the kid.
Oh no.
And he was in line to get
I don't know
his
how I would have
Incredibles
handled
things. And I looked at the mother like, and then the mother was hit him in the back of the head. But I was like, man, like handle
I don't
that.
know what my response would have been to that, because to me that just I'm sorry. I can't I could not have been a witness to that, because I don't think that my mouth would have been able to control it. You know, that's
I was trying not to get into a fight because I had a kid with me myself, and I was like, you know, I can't have him see me like this. But like, yeah, it was hard to watch, and I was like, dude, you're
it's
doing
just
this
not,
in line to go meet a celebrity. Like, I mean, it's bad that he
not
did in
something they
general,
can
but like
control.
he's doing
It's not
this
something that they can control. Like the fact that you're sitting here saying that he's embarrassing you.
right. No, I'm
Like,
not saying that the kid was the problem. I'm saying that the
that's what
way
I'm
the
saying.
dad,
Like,
yeah,
that's
he
what I'm
kicked.
saying. The dad was saying that this kid was embarrassing him. I'm just sitting here like, are you freaking kidding me with this right now?
He's
How
embarrassing
dare you?
himself.
You know?
Yeah,
Ugh, man, I can't stand parents like that. I'm sorry that you had to witness that, and if
well, I'm shocked that that Jason Lee didn't see it because he was like three people away to the like three people away
to that
from
person,
the to the person. He was like the from the booth. He was three people back when
I
he
would have
did it.
banned him from my line. To be honest with you, if that were me
Yeah,
in the booth, I probably would have banned that fan from the line. I just would have been like, I'm sorry, you have to get out of line. I'm not gonna, you know, I
yeah,
would ban the father, but I would not ban the child.
right.
I would have the child come right up to the line. I'd take a picture with the child. I would not take a picture with the dad.
It's just crazy. I just couldn't believe that the guy you're in public and doing acting like that. That's just
Yeah,
it blows my mind. Some people,
yeah. No, I agree. And and unfortunately, as you pointed out, we might see some things like that, especially at these types of events. And I do agree. And again, I don't know if Jason saw it, but if he did see it, I would have hoped that he would have spoken up about it. But again, I don't know if he
I honestly
paid
don't think he
to it.
saw it. To be honest,
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he saw it or not, but I'm just, for me, that would have been my first thing. I would have just banned the father from the line. I would just be like, "Come here, kid," and I would talk to him and and take a picture, give him an autograph. I wouldn't have him be charged for that.
right?
So that's just
Well, because
that's
that's
just
that's child abuse. He didn't just like tap him or he kicked him. He just like went
he
in.
kicked him.
Yeah, like
Um,
it was
See, that's the thing. I will say I don't think that I really saw much of is that there are times where there's people and booths that are volunteers who work the booth to kind of like correct the line, saying like this is where you got to stand, this is where you got to go. So I didn't see any of that there. So I didn't see any like volunteers basically directing the lines for the
mhm.
actors at their booths. So I will say that was a thing, and I feel like if they had that, I think that person would have saw it and it would have brought it to someone's attention. If not Jason's, then probably somebody higher up on the food chain there about what this father was doing to that child. So I think that if there had been more visibility there, I think something would have taken place. So I feel like that should be a thing too. So
I agree. But let's end. What's your overall impression with the convention, and share some advice for people who want to attend next year's Rhode Island Comic Con?
overall, it was a great experience. It was a great time. Please don't be shy to talk to people because they're gonna really want to talk to you. I've noticed. If you see anybody in cosplay, they're gonna always be down to take pictures with you or just take pictures of them. It doesn't matter. They're all in it to win it. I would love to see a cosplay contest of one of these things. And so if ever Rhode Island Comic Con does one of those, I would totally sign up for that. Not being a cosplayer, but I want to watch. And
I miss the
maybe be a
speed
judge. I would
dating.
love to be a judge. So
I miss the speed dating.
was that a thing?
They had
Didn't
a
know that.
nerdy speed dating one year.
Oh, didn't even know that was a thing there.
Bring
Okay.
that back so I can meet some of these cosplay ladies.
Bring back the speed dating and bring a cosplay contest in there. Best of both worlds.
Oh yeah.
I think it was an A, to be honest. An A minus, B plus. And if you ever want to attend Rhode Island Comic Con, bring sensible shoes with you because you're going to be walking a lot. And you're going to see everything that you want to see. Don't try to cut lines because I know some have tried because I watched some of them in the photo ops line trying to cut lines. And nah, fam, you don't need to do that. They're going to tell you you're going to get your picture with them regardless. So I don't understand why you're cutting the lines for it. So it's just don't be stupid. So that's all I just ask of you. Don't be stupid.
I'll say I only cut one line, and there was this guy the voice actor who played Spider-Man's line. But that's because I went over him to go talk to his manager.
Yeah.
I went. Tell Aaron, tell Aaron something stupid, like to make fun of him or something. And he just looked at me. Aaron goes, "Nah, man, that's Remington. Don't fucking worry about it." He went over and gave me a hug and tell me.
I think I didn't cut a line, but someone thought I cut it because I was cutting through to go somewhere, and this was because there was somebody in line who I knew, who I was friends with, and people thought I was cutting in line to be in the line to meet the actor. Right. And I was like, I didn't pay for this. I'm just here to talk to him. And then I just left. And then everybody was like, oh. I was like, yeah, I already got my photo with him. I don't need to do this. I'm good, fam. So I was just like, here seeing my friend, and that was it. And I just walked away. But other than that, it was just like, dude, just don't be stupid. Have a good time, but don't be stupid. And that's it. I mean, get as much in as you can in the amount of time. I mean, it's 3 days. You're going to see a lot. I think this was a little difficult for some people, too, because people left early.
Yeah.
People left early, so I think it's just try to accommodate with their schedules, especially with flights being the way they are. Hopefully next year it's not going to be that strenuous for everybody, but just respect everybody's time, too, because I think everybody doesn't do that either. And it's fun. It's a fun time.
My advice, make sure you're bringing a combination of cash and a card. Make sure you have enough on your card, but also some cash too, because there wasn't like a clear rule. Some places were cash only and other places were card only. So make sure you have a combination of both, especially if you're there to get like merch or autographs and stuff, because some actors were only taking cash and weren't doing cards.
Some were only taking cash. Some were only, if they were doing cash, they had the option of Venmo. The other one was that if that wasn't an option of the Venmo, you could have bought it on the website at the table, so you can buy it there too. But that's a good point. You should have a combination of cash and card, because there's going to be places that you're going to hit up where they're only going to take one or the other. So, and plus, try to do that before you get to the convention center, because those ATMs were not working.
Right. Even I bought a gift card to go pay for the food, and that wasn't working.
Yeah.
That wasn't working at all. I had to go through like 3 separate managers for them to figure this out, how to do the gift card. And I was like, man, I got cash right here. Like, let me pay in cash. And, me and all the black guys who were working there, they're all like, yeah, man, this is why we do cash. This is why we told them cash. I'm like, yeah, see, we're listening. It's all these other people over here.
Yeah.
The other thing,
so if you come in by train too, guys, which I did, and nothing wrong with it. I had no issue with the train too. But if you're taking the train, it's only 10 minutes walking. Don't get a cab. Don't get an Uber to go there, because if you do, they're going to upcharge you just to get to the convention center, which is less than a mile away. The
Right.
cab driver tried to charge me $20.
That's crazy.
Don't do that. Just walk it. It's not a bad walk. It's a nice walk. It's just, you're gonna see a lot of scenery, but it's literally the shortest 10-minute walk I've ever done. So,
Oh, the other thing, when you're going to these conventions, I don't know what it is about these conventions. Personal hygiene, deodorant, mints, anything.
I had gum with me.
Gum.
I made sure I brought my icebreakers, ice cube gum.
Yeah, I had the icebreakers too. Yeah.
I had the icebreakers gum in my pocket because I knew I was gonna need it, and I cologned, I deodorant my armpits and everything.
Well, because some of those people were smelling right. I mean, like, dude,
that
one hallway was just.
What cheese did you cut? Because
Right.
it was just bad. It was bad when I was in those lines, and I'm just sitting here going like, guys, please, I don't care what you got to do. I don't care if you got to take 3 showers. Like, this is not okay. You should not be smelling this bad. And it was funny. One of my friends who went there cosplaying, and as well, she wrote on her Facebook literally the same comment that we both just made about that. And I'm just sitting there going like, yeah, I'm not ready for that again. But it's always, it never fails. It never fails at any of these conventions. You're gonna smell
I had brought
somebody.
2 sticks of deodorant in my backpack alone. I was like, I got 2 sticks here. I am not, if it starts running low because I'm gonna be there all day, I got an extra one. I don't understand what it is with some people who
you got the stores right there. There's a CVS right around the corner. Right. So literally, you could walk right to the CVS, grab yourself some extra deodorant, put it in your back pocket or put it in your backpack. I'm like, deodorant is your friend. Stop treating it like your enemy. Please and thank you.
Overall, I think I enjoyed the convention. It's a yearly thing for me. Altered Reality Productions does a great job of putting this on. They get a good combination of good vendors, good guest stars that are bringing people in. Yeah. That Wild Bill drink, it's unlimited drinks all weekend if you buy the cup.
Okay.
Great deal. Great deal. That way you're not buying individual drinks. You're unlimited as long as you buy the cup. Yeah. So like and the cup is reusable every year.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's a really good deal.
That's good to know. And also, too, the other thing we want to point out is that, when these actors are announced, obviously with any con, there's going to be instances where they cannot appear. I know that I was expecting a couple. I think it was Frank Grillo and John Barenthal.
And Freddie Prinze Jr.
I thought he was supposed to be there. That's right. And I heard his name at the convention center, and I was going like, I don't think he was supposed to be here for this. But then I was sitting there going like, I saw his name for something, and he was supposed to be there for that. So I knew it, and then I was kind of like, I don't think that's right. But it's just always take into effect that there's going to be instances where some of your favorites are not going to appear because of scheduling conflict. If you're worried about if you bought certain things for that actor, such as like the photo ops and autographs and everything, they're going to do everything in their power to make sure you get refunded. So don't be discouraged about that. And if you don't see anything, they're always just reach out to them and they'll get your situation fixed. It was the same thing for. Even though this is more minuscule, when I did the photo op for Wilson Bethel, we forgot to scan the QR code, then the barcode on the picture. So I did not get my digital copy. And I went up to the desk where they had the digital reprints of it. They fixed it for me because it went to a different email address to a different person than me because of that mishap and everything. So they had to fix it. And they fixed it for me and it sent to my inbox. So they're going to be there to help you. You just got to bring it to their attention. So.
And so overall, I think it was a good time. Now that thanks for you guys for watching the show. This is the end of the show. We appreciate you guys for listening and watching. We had one guy comment, "Let's go," on there. I don't know if you can see the comment on there.
I can, yeah.
So yeah, that's cool, man. Make before we end the show, Nav, tell the people where they can find you again, just for all the people watching.
So if you want to check out my podcast, which is The Buzzworthy Radio, you can watch or listen to it on Spotify, since I do video and audio podcasts. You can hit up my YouTube channel as well, and also on iHeartRadio. You can visit the website where everything is posted at buzzworthyradiocast.com. And I'm on Instagram at buzzworthyradio and buzznav. They're both me, so follow me over there. I just got a TikTok. I know I said I would never get one, but I now have one, and it's at Buzzworthy Radio. So pretty much everything's the same, as well as on Twitter. So
I'll say this about
Buzzworthy Radio. That's where you can find me.
I'll say this about TikTok. It's got a really good shop. If you want good Christmas gifts, good cool merch, that's the place to shop. Everything's good prices, great quality. I know it seems like a Temu situation where the price is too good to be true. It's really, it's not like that. It's really good quality products. All the stuff is double checked. It comes in real quick. Great stuff. But you can find me on all social media under Remington Kais or at the Nerd Talk Podcast. I'm probably the only Remington Kais out there, so check me out. Yeah, current world champion Kung Fu. So yeah, you can find me, find us on YouTube, Nerd Talk Podcast, Facebook. You probably already watch us on Facebook, Nerd Talk Podcast. And check us out every Monday night at 5:30 on most hip-hop radio stations. We're over 5,000 radio stations for hip-hop, so check us out there. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I'll see you guys next week with a new episode. Peace. And